Good morning, and of course, welcome to Swechotv. This show is always the hot seat, the best place you belong to every 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I'm your host, Dedan Uma, and my co-host here.
I'm Denish Odera. It's another beautiful day to have this beautiful conversation with you here at the hot seat. And remember, you can keep following us, liking, sharing at our social media platforms at Swechotv Kenya.
Remember to reach us through email, swechotv@gmail.com. And of course, things are hot today. We have to look at things. A lot has been happening.
Yeah.
We appreciate the Almighty for giving us this life. If you are joining me right now, thank you so much. I really appreciate. I don't take effort for granted. Always keep it live with me here. So we have a very nice topic today, and we have got a lot of discussion that it has been maybe happening around that needs people's attention. And of course, when you look at it, we've lost life, we've lost properties, and of course, some issues have been addressed. So today, we want to look at we've had the protest all over the country, and of course, there is worst one which once happened, and things continue. We want to look at the effect, the after effect of every discussion that we will be discussing.
They say the aftermath.
The aftermath, actually. Because when you look at it, we had got, I believe this is the first time the university had, after a longer period, the universities also had a strike, which already affected learning in various institutions. We also had the normal one. Let me not call it normal one because it is not a usual business. It's not a usual business. So we want to see why must people go to the street? Is it that is the only language that maybe the targeted people gets, or what is it? What normally happens to arrivals to strike, or rather to hold a protest that brings on a discussion, or rather to bring people together to agree on every situation?
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay, first I can say that each and everything has a channel.
Actually.
And a channel begins from the lower, let's say the lower division.
The lower division.
Something like that, going to the top.
Into the top.
And what always brings protests is that we can communicate to them directly if it can't follow the correct channel, something like that. And let's take, for instance, there are different types of protests. We have the working class. The working class. Just as you've mentioned, the universities. We have doctors might have protests, teachers, even journalists themselves, because right now in this era, they are being undermined. So you find that for it to reach the targeted audience or the targeted person, that's the head, for something to be done, we must take action. That's why even it's there in the Constitution, and it's allowed. So it's just a way of expressing something that can't follow a channel, or we take time to follow the channel to reach, or legal action to be taken.
According to, does it always work?
Yeah, it works.
It works.
It works. And, so it's evident when the lecturers went for strikes that have really affected the education. I think for the academic year, the 2025-2026 academic year for the universities, it really affected. But the strike helped both the lecturers and the students
to come into agreement.
First, the lecturers were sorted their wages. I don't know if it was fully sorted,
but they had an agreement.
They had an agreement until things went back to normal. So you find that it helps because if they express themselves, the person they are targeting or they are conveying the message listens and acts. So most of the times, their grievances are being heeded too.
Okay. So I want to take it to this scenario whereby we had everything that happened. When you look at the finance bill when it was first brought, leave alone this one, Never alone this one of 2026.
The 2024-2025.
Actually.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, there is a way that people felt that maybe these taxes, they're not okay with us.
Yeah.
And they tried to communicate everything. They tried at their best level.
Yeah.
So when this motion was taken maybe to Parliament, when the finance bill was taken to Parliament, we realized that people's wish was not well represented. Yeah. So then when people realize that this thing is not going to be sorted in this manner, then it means like these people, the best language they may understand, or rather they understand best, is not the one they are using. Maybe they have to go to the street, and people really ganged up. Like people showed up, and they were
angry.
So well, let us just have a look at this. Through this, there are some of course positive effect. And that's all that I would wish us to discuss before we take our break. We are going to talk of the positive impacts generally. So if we begin with this of finance bill, when you look at it, through strike, at least through that protest, there are things that happen. There was some changes that were caused. So when you look at it generally, at least we can say we can say that that's the language seniors understand. Or rather, what can you conclude?
So each and every person fears pressure. That's something you should know. And when pressure is exerted, that's now according to physics. When it's exerted, it costs something. Now, during the 2024-2025 protests for the finance bill, a lot of things changes. First, there was increase in taxation, which would have costed a higher living standard. Like it would have undermined the lower class, the people who are like, let's say, for example, the mama mboga, the boda, and so on. So first, there were some parts that were inside the finance bill that were erased.
So I remember that there were some very serious changes made. There were changes made, and I remember it was pulled out. The 2024-2025 finance bill was pulled out because it was not amicable to the people of Kenya, and I think the government nullified the finance bill. So whatever we don't know is that they fused it, because right now it's as if we are still using it. But by then they removed it, and we continued to use the 2023-2024 finance bill. So you find that it helped, because people were saying that here we are going to be ditched. We are going to enter a hole, and we won't get out of the hole. So they complained, and everything went as they planned. Although we'll speak of the cons, but the finance bill was done away with. So again, we take it we may say that it has come to people's attention that maybe this to the larger population, of course, that this is the only language that these people may be understanding, especially the government.
Maybe
because again, the lecturers actually they had an agreement that they once came abroad and said, no, this is what we are going to do. We are requesting for this.
It's too much.
It's too much. But when you look at that scenario, nothing happened. The government never started maybe to listen to them and agree and maybe do as they promised. So they had to hold a strike. If you look at that, if you look at that protest, they had to hold a protest. If you look at that protest, there is a positive outcome. They again came, agree, money was delivered to them, and then they said, no, let's go back to work, because our grievances had been granted to us. So in that scenario again, it brings in an idea that protest is the language these people understand best.
I've just told you right now that each and every person fears pressure, and it comes this way. That pressure that someone will be destroying your business will make you listen to them. Pressure that will make someone undermine, let's say, your family, will make you listen to them. Now let's take, for example, right now someone wants you to move this studio from this location to another
location.
Because maybe of their personal reasons, and then you say no, I can't do that. By then you are bold, you see. And then the person sits down and comes up with a strategy. I'm going to bring street boys.
Again, now you'll have to
now
as much as you can,
because every equipment that is here will cost me a lot to come up again with another studio. Let me just take everything and leave. So you see, so we can say it's a language that people understand, because it's now like you are forcing, because you've refused to listen to us, so we want to force you to listen.
And I must listen.
Yeah, so you must listen, because if you don't listen, things will become bad.
So let me. So do you think at least government should like, or rather, because when you look at that one of in the field of like education, you realize that at least Ministry of Education could have sat down with these people and the entire involved committee to come to an agreement. So do you think that at least if these people have to understand the language of protest, then there need to be changes in terms of leadership, so that we have people who can sit down, agree, and do as we have agreed without going to the street?
So first of all, something that you should understand, when you are in a seat and as a leader, you can't just heed to everything. You can't accept everything the way they are. Let's say, for example, someone tells you that, oh, Dedan, I want you to eradicate that show. Then you just come up and say that we won't have hot seat again. You see, it's something that you can't. At times, you must have your stand, you see. And in this world, you can't satisfy each and everyone's need. There must be someone who is going to be undermined. Even by the time the finance bill was eradicated, even after the lecturers, they agreed to be paid some portion, or to be paid in full. I don't know if they received it. Whatever, you should know that there is an individual who is still complaining.
Actually,
there must be someone who is complaining. So you find that even though it helps, but you won't be, it won't satisfy everyone.
But now, when you look at it, do you like, personally, I believe that we don't have to go to the streets.
The streets.
if that is the only way, or if that is the only language that these people understand, then we need to have new leadership. Those people can sit down and agree.
Whatever you should know, right now politically, we have the ruling government, they have their coalition, they have their party. Immediately the opposing party gets into government. Now the other one will be opposing. So all the good things they'll be doing, the other ones will be opposing, or the wrongs, you see. So there is no day that strikes won't be there, even in a civilized environment. There must be. Reason being, you'll do something, you'll see that, oh, we are doing a good thing. But then there is someone who will see it at another angle and say, no, these people, there is something they are not doing right. Let's say, for example, ODM as a party takes or wins the seat, presidential seat. Then we have the UDA. So you'll find that ODM will try to go with their manifestos. But then we have UDA. By then they were the government. But they won't be if that happens. So you'll find that they'll still complain, and they'll also organize theirs, because they also have supporters. They are not. There's no party that has zero supporters. There's no. Even you right now, you can come up with your party. We can be your supporters. So you find that there must be. There must. And it's another way to convey a message, because if people are tired of something and they have repeated it not once, so they'll have to take action, and the street is where people go.
Thank you. So again, let's have a look at this issue. When lecturers went on a strike, they made some agreement. But we could realize that apart from that nationwide strike,
Yeah.
there are certain internal strike that was still
Yeah,
going.
individual
Individual institutions
Yeah.
like the Great Multimedia University of Kenya.
Yeah.
They again had a somewhat internal
Yeah.
strike. So when you look at this thing, you ask yourself, could these issues be like sorted before, or rather during during, because in as much as I try to talk, I can't blame the government as that much, because you realize that this leadership is not only affecting the government. Because if at all that happened, then there could be no internal strike. So you realize that again there were internal strikes among the students, among the lecturers at the university levels, which affected learning. And on the contrary, in some scenarios, these people had to come and sit, have an agreement, and learning could continue. So is it that not only this weak leadership, or rather this leadership of protest, language, understanding is not only in government? You realize that it is almost general.
So speaking about that, first, whatever you need to understand, each and every job has a contract. And these contracts, there is one that, let's say a lecturer has a contract with the government under the TSC or the NAT, something like that. And then some lecturers don't have that contract, but they have the contract with the board of the university. So you'll find that the government cohort will be sorted because theirs will enter the account. But then there is that group that they are there because of the board. They are like they have that contract.
They have that contract.
So they have to be paid.
They are in different pages.
Yeah, they are in different pages. So you'll find that those people were sorted. Was the school still waiting? Even us will organize ours. So you find that there will be those internal strikes. And to answer whatever you've asked, it still cuts across. Right now, you can find that for a lecturer to reach the VC, so that the VC can initiate their, to give the order for them to receive their payments from the departments. You might find that it will be difficult, but for there is no day that a strike will happen if the head doesn't know. He or she must get the message. Must get the message. So
earlier,
she will decide to take the damages or to do whatever is being asked by the protesters. So something like that.
Okay, thank you so much. So these things happen. We say that that is the most preferred language that maybe in some circumstance people have to apply. Rather, the affected individuals have to apply so that the people listens to them, or rather the officers listens to them. Which is just okay at some point. Let us have a look at this. Things that is the language they understand. What about in a scenario whereby this thing happen and I have no idea that I have my employees, they are holding this thing, and unfortunately at some point I may not be able to get whatever they want. Then I go back to where we agreed on that. Then we say, no, we agreed on 1, 2, 3. So according to you, in which circumstances should people go on street? When you compare a scenario whereby one needs an increase in his or her salary, to a scenario of late payment. So which one could be the most preferable?
First, before I answer that, whatever you should know, there is no incident that can happen in an institution or a setup that the boss or the head doesn't know. Let's say, for example, right now we are discussing with you, Dedan, this and this, the management should do this. Obviously, it will reach the head, because we can't hold a protest if we've not channeled our information. So you find that first it has to reach the head, and then if the head snobs, people will try to remind them. If they snob again, then they say, oh, it seems that
even in the Bible it is indicated.
Remind them even if they know. So you find that, seemingly she or he is not listening. So
Yeah.
let's give him some welcome. So you see, they
So
get,
perhaps that you believe that
yeah.
when you do that,
Yeah.
actually, I have to agree with you.
Yeah,
people. I have to
exactly.
come to and listen to
Exactly.
you.
So they'll say, because she's now saying this, let's teach her or him a lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you find that channel, it's still, I can say it's important at a given time.
Yeah.
You spoke about late. Someone once is complaining about late payment
Or increase. also.
increase.
Yeah.
So obviously, in an institution, for example, you can't riot or protest for increment, and yet all of us are being paid. All of us are receiving a late payment.
Yeah.
You know, we are doing the same job. Maybe the salary is the same. If yours is increased, mine is not. There's nothing that will happen. It will increase protest.
It
So
is.
you see, and I think a protest always has not more than one message or information.
Yeah.
Let's take for instance, according to the universities, some are complaining they have not been paid for a long period of time.
The longest, some say 2 months.
Yeah, and some are saying that our contracts are not improved. We are being undermined and we are doing a lot of work. And the other party is saying that the facilities we are using in this institution doesn't favor us.
That doesn't favor
So
them
you
at
find
all.
that they must come into an agreement so that they list everything that they need. Then they come up as a team. Then they channel it. Obviously, each and everyone will be sorted, because the person in charge will see that these people were speaking about salary increment. These people are speaking about improvement of amenities that they are using. Some were complaining about this, and this. So that person will sit and say, according to my roster and my plan, the person who needs increment, this person is being undermined. And obviously, they must call for a meeting and they say, you people protested. How many people had the issue of salary increment? Something like that. Then, which party had were complaining about the social amenities? Maybe someone is well conversant with the 25,000 he or she receives, and someone earns 300,000, but he or she says, no, that's a little. With the work that I'm doing, it's a little. So you see, they must have a conversation, and everything must be channeled during the demonstrations, so that each and everyone will be sorted after the person heeded to their cry.
Thank you. I get your point.
Yeah.
Okay. That's now great. So in all, we can come and say that in as much as we do our best, in as much as we need to agree on something, in as much as we have to be patient on waiting for some things to happen.
Yeah.
At some point we may agree and say, no, this is now enough. Let us go to street. Because this is the best language these people understand.
Yeah, you know, at times you might sit and agree, but you get out of a meeting and say, I don't agree with that. Someone will say, the point that he or she said, I don't agree with it. So you find that it may be different. And I think protests, it really helps. I can't say it's helped 90%, but 50% of it helps. At
least there are positive impact.
Yeah, so let's say, for example, the improvement of wages and let's say benefits, something like salaries. Right now, a party strikes for increment. If their wages or salaries are increased, their living standard will also be improved. So you find that will be a benefit from the protest. Another one, you might find that the improvement of the working conditions. Today, we are in this studio. Tomorrow, we hold...
we don't mean tomorrow.
We don't mean, but this is just an example.
This is just an example.
Tomorrow, we hold a strike. We need a bigger studio. So, you must find that it might help we go to somewhere, let's say Washington.
Don't talk of bigger studio, say salary. Increase in salary. Thank you.
You find that we move to a workspace that's now better than what, though we have a better one, but we move to an improved one.
More improved. Yeah, we are in improved one.
Thank already you. We are in an improved one. So you find that it helps in better working condition improvement, something like that. Another thing, we have the increasing of the bargaining power. So you find that we protest today, we were channeling the increment of salary message. I see you are being undermined. But so you find that the way we'll channel our grievances or the message, they must heed to our bargain. It should be 25% increment.
Then we stand it is 25. If not 25, then 30.
Yeah, something like that. So it helps. Basically, it helps a lot.
Okay. So again, that one. It also I've come to learn something in this discussion. Actually, that in as much as we need to be patient, but we don't have to be that much. You see, at least we don't have to be there like as if we are not human beings. So we need to react on certain circumstances so that at least we help in like in timing of everything, because we may sit there for a week, nothing is sorted, then we are just quiet. You see, there's no progress in anything. So when we come out as a united team and say that this is what we want, so listen to us. But again, to the people, or rather, when comparing to the hierarchy, we say that people at the top, when there is something that needs attention, please don't take yourself to be above. Just listen to these people. They are human beings, and of course, human is to error. We don't say that now when you are the senior manager, rather you are the CEO, then you are never wrong. What you say is like brings a positive impact to everyone. No, people need to disagree. But again, we don't have to go to the street all the time.
But you know, just as you've said, you've spoken about patience. There's someone who told me, like, nowadays everything that used to be there, nowadays they are opposites. We had that patience pays. Right now, in today's world, if you become patient, my friend, you'll see dust. So you can't be patient, and yet
the same people once said chelewa utapata mwana.
But say chelewa tu utaona. So you find that you can't be patient.
You must be on your toe.
You must be on toes, and ukikuwa pia on toes sana utaumia. So you regulate.
Okay. So, at least 50+1. But you must be always alert. So the point is, I get you.
You channel it. If they are not replying or responding, take action.
Immediate action.
And you'll get help. Maybe to our viewer there, you can comment and tell us, how do you view the protest? What impacts, the positive impacts that it has to the nation, to the people? And we'll go through your comments and we'll read them later.
But kindly don't say that's the best language all the time. No. Because okay. To me, I would say that in as much as it exists, and it has been happening, we need to go around.
We regulate. Tupunguze.
Not even tupunguze. The people at the top, they like, is either they have to change in their way of understanding, or leave those positions to others who can fill that gap.
Okay.
Because you don't tell me that today, for example, just for example, today we are on strike. Doctors are on strike. The same day, police officer. So you ask yourself, what is going, like, at the end of the day,
I've never seen police officers strike. I do wonder. Maybe with them, their sector is well conversant and it's okay, because
but you know,
whatever you should know, when police officers strike,
Yeah.
That's the worst scenario in a country.
You know, that is where life is.
Yeah.
Yes. And the security of everyone, including the president. So,
Yeah.
with them. But I was just saying that we don't have to be on street all the time.
Okay.
Because we realize when at least three groups are on street,
Yeah.
then nothing is moving on. For example, you take it as a doctor. Doctors are on the street. They are protesting. They are on the street everywhere.
Okay.
You see, we are going to have a lot of things happening. We are going to have like
Patients will die in
you see,
hospitals.
the scenario is going to be just very worse.
Yeah.
When you look at this, of course, those negative impacts we shall discuss after the break.
Yeah.
We shall have a quick break, but not now. In a few minutes to come.
Yeah.
When you look at this scenario,
Yeah.
you ask yourself, these people are on the street.
But they have a job to do.
They have something to do.
But you should also know.
You realize that
Yeah.
they are maybe, for example, they are on street on December.
Yeah.
The discussion was made in January. So you ask yourself, from January to December, what has been happening?
You spoke about patience, so maybe they were giving the person time.
The person time to.
Yeah. And you should know.
They were trying to qualify, they
Yeah.
are just trying to justify if patients really pay.
You should know,
Yeah.
even if people are protesting, they have jobs to do.
Actually.
And if the job you are doing can't benefit you, there's no reason of doing it. Even if there will be some the disadvantage of it, there's no reason. It's either kama ni mbaya ni mbaya. You see? So you find you work hard. You work hard. You really work hard. Let's say for instance, doctors. You work. You have night shifts. There are some that have home patients. You really work hard. But then, what do you get in return? Nothing. So you find that if this is what will happen, then
let it happen.
Provided
you get what you want.
Yeah, you want to hold them accountable because they did their job, you didn't do yours. So now if they decide to cut off, no problem. It's you. So let them live for them. Like let's say the CS to go and treat the patient. The ministry go and treat them.
Because you see, it becomes our worst experience. But again, we look at it and say that this is what these people understand. We look at the lecturer strike. After that, there were positive incomes. We've looked at that. We've compared that to the Gen Z protest.
Yeah.
There were outcomes to that. You see, so this thing they want to treat it as maybe a culture, or rather, what is it?
Culture is always the people's way of living. So
because why this should not be the part of culture.
You know, a given party. Let's take for example, our employer employs someone who they work hard, but they don't like jokes. They do their part, do your part. If you joke with my salary, I won't take it lightly. That's one.
That's where your life depends.
So that's where my life depends, and
your family members as well.
If you joke with that, then I might do anything. I might just wake up one day, come and take the camera and put it down. You see? So you find that.
Then you say, now let the seat be hot.
Yeah, let the seat be hot. So you see. Yeah, so I think we'll discuss about the disadvantages because it might cost both parties. Both the protesters and the person who is in charge of even, let's say, the institution or the country.
Maybe a word from you as we have a break, as we are looking forward to having a break.
Whatever I can say, that protests are not always meant to be just let's say chaotic. Peaceful one is always better, so that we can get the positive impacts, just as we've discussed. If we protest peacefully, if it's salary matters, our salaries will be increased. If it's late payment, we'll get our payment in time, because we also have listening skills. So there is someone, if you go hard, they will also go hard in listening. So you look on a way to approach. So we'll speak about the disadvantages when we come from break. So
in short, from your side, listening skills is not for all.
It's not for all. Yeah.
So this is what I would like to say. In as much as we must, people disagree to agree. And again, let us find the best way to do it. And of course, we are coming back from the break. We shall discuss and see the negative impact of everything. But in the meantime, we say that when things
get out of control,
not even that. When things are put together, when human beings come together, they can agree. And when we agree, let's stand to the agreement. Remember to switch on to Swecho Live every Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon with me, Aridi and Jack as the host. Because this is the best place to be. Always remember to tune in all the time. Reach us through our email, swechotv@gmail.com. For now, we are having a short break. Don't go anywhere. Be there. Stock Apple. Welcome back. Welcome back. As I promised you earlier that after the break, we could talk about what? The negative.
The disadvantages.
Disadvantages.
Thank you for staying tuned, and we really appreciate. If you've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so, and also follow us in our social media platforms at Swechotv-Ke Kenya.
Swecho TV, the hot seat, every day, Monday to Friday, every weekdays, coming to you live with me, Dedan, Jack. Never miss. This is the best place to be.
Yeah.
Now let's proceed.
Yeah.
We've lost life.
Yeah.
As a result of protest.
Yeah.
Properties have been destroyed.
Yeah.
Equipment, people have lost various equipment.
Yeah. Jobs.
It has been so weird. Job opportunities. So we look at these things and say, okay, these things shouldn't be happening. But unfortunately, it has been happening.
Yeah.
So let's begin with life. We've lost so many lives.
Yeah.
As a result of police brutality.
Yeah.
Generally, it is a role of police officers to protect.
Yeah.
Each and every individual.
Yeah.
So, in as much as people would go on street, they need to be protected as well.
Exactly.
So, when it's come to police brutality, it has been so weird. Imagine someone who should be protecting you all the time.
Yeah.
Someone whom you should trust 100% is now ending your life.
So
how do you see that?
First, at times, as normal human beings, normal citizens, you can ask yourself, do these police officers have families?
Absolutely.
Do these police officers have children like us? Do they have sons? Do they have daughters? Do they have mothers? Do they have fathers?
And last year, they're human beings. For sure, are they just human beings?
You find that someone mistreats someone. Maybe you might find that you are moving from the shop. Let's say maybe they also might have reason. What are you doing in the shop and it's protest time? They might have a point, but they should also understand that you are not creating chaos or a chaotic environment.
Yeah.
I remember I was traveling one day, then I got out off the bus. Then a police officer told me, get out of this scene or you'll enter that van. So, you find yourself in a scenario where, so he or she gives you instructions, says, get out of this, and you've just alighted. So, in front of you, people are throwing stones.
Yeah.
Where they should protect you because you are not causing any harm. They are telling that you'll enter that van. And once you enter that van, you don't know what will happen. So you find that you ask yourself, are these people there to protect us? And not all of them are the same. You see, we might talk about that, but I can see that a portion, like they just treat as if you are treating an animal, you see. Though we are animals, but we are not. You can't just treat us the way
we are not just animals. We are human beings.
Human beings. So I think they've been mishandling things.
I want to take you through this previous protest that was happening. Just last week. Yeah,
this one for the commemoration of the lost lives during the 2024.
When you look at it, in as much as we would say that it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But again, there are people who are kidnapped. You see?
Yeah.
And we can say that out of these, people were abducted.
Yeah.
As a result of this, to make it worse, up to date, we can't tell the whereabouts of some individuals.
Yeah.
And during that protest, you could see unmarked vehicles moving around. And we always say that it's becoming normal to Kenya that when you see an unmarked vehicle nowadays, it's not normal. It's not usual business.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it in our previous discussion where I said that nowadays they don't use uniforms. So, like right now, you can't be so sure who is the police officer, who is not. So
when we try to see it, when we try to do a follow up in that scenario, you look at it and say, these people are having civil clothes. They are there. Unmarked vehicles.
They use probox, motorbikes.
So when and again, you ask yourself, what's the government doing, or are they part of the government? And if so, why do that? Why do that?
So,
Are we nowadays above the law? Because
I don't think so.
I personally feel that when you are wrong, you need to be arrested.
I don't think so, because even the president himself is not above the law. That's why there are some things he can't do. He or she must follow the constitution and the laws that are there, that were created. And speaking about the protest, I can attest that it was the peaceful one we had. And with that, some people were taken to court.
Not just the peaceful one, the first.
So you find that some people were taken to court, and we saw their hearing was being done. And
I saw Babo Wino representing them.
Yeah.
I saw the likes of Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yeah.
So
you ask yourself that this protest, there's nothing that happened. People didn't break into property. People didn't throw stones. And you find that they were taken to... So I've been asking myself, what charges are they being tested in court? And another thing, in most protests, let's say, I can say that if a tear gas is not thrown, people will just march. And by the time, you'll find that a police officer...
That's what makes it a protest.
Yeah. So they begin. And you find that people are just making noise. Like, let's say, for instance, the university protests. It's always comrade power. Comrade power. And then, if this is not done, they're just making noise, channeling their information. But then, boom, police officers down the car. The tear gas thing. Poof.
You've reminded me of something. The last protest that happened in Multimedia University of Ghana.
Yeah, exactly.
Where there's a student, he was a student leader.
Yeah.
Finance secretary.
Yeah.
Was shot. So, what I fail to understand.
Yeah.
This person was shot, and as we speak, he's still living with a bullet.
The bullet.
With a bullet, even though it's a very sad story to talk about. So when I look at in a scenario whereby these people, the student, they had their own reason for doing that. You see, and you find that the lecturers had their own protest, and again, so students reported they could not be issued exams, and therefore, so they also said, no, we paid the school fee, we've been learning, why can't we sit for exams?
Yeah.
So then they said, no, we are doing this. So I try to look at it then and say, now you look at the life, you see, when you already are living with a bullet, the life has to change. There are certain things you can't do the way you used to do them.
And for it to be removed, it will come out with some complications. So you find that...
I look at it the way that man was shot, that student was shot, and I say, no, this thing shouldn't be like this.
Exactly.
Because now, you see, the life has to change, the health has to change. So I look at it and say, were police officers informed why these people were on street? Or they just came and said, no, well, let's clear them?
You know, mostly, you find that for university protests, they just get out of the car. Instead of maintaining the order and telling them, follow this path. If you are making noise, don't move towards the gate. Do it inside. If you are doing this, don't close the road. You see? But then, if you throw tear gas, they'll also take action. And let me tell you, you know, it will reach a time, imagine if a police officer is stoned, and they, like, I saw one during the protest, the 2024, the one we've said, a female officer was really stoned. I don't know if she was stoned, she was beaten. And you find that an irony happens, they're being stoned, but the same people helps them to get into the car and tells them to get what? Medical attention. But that's different with the police officers. They deal with you, leave you there, it's your own problem, you see?
I try to look at this thing and say, no, you see, in most cases, you realize that the people who are protesting at any point, these people are the most affected individuals. after results, they are really affected. Because and I try to look at that when it comes to health, and I realize that this the finance secretary of Multimedia University, I look at the way his life has to change.
Yeah.
And right now, of course, there is a duration that you have to feel some pain. So I look at it and say, no.
And if you
before we send police officers anywhere, we need to inform them that despite of this going on, there is a reason behind that. Because I try to say that when I later listen to the reasons at why that protest was on, and I see it like police officers never deserved, like these students, they never deserve to be shot at any point.
Exactly.
And again, I looked at a scenario whereby there were gunshots, police officers facing these students, and it was like, wow. So these students why are they being fought as criminals? Did they listen to these people? So I realized that the most affected individuals are the ones on street, are the victims affected. So they are the victims who needs like their grievances to be heard. Yet they are the one who are paying like the negative results and as well as the positive. But when you look at the negative result is always the worst.
So at times I always sit down and say this: what if police officers to become the common protesters of Mwananchi, and then the Mwananchi become the police officers? Then the action reciprocate. The people now do whatever they were doing, they now experiment with them. I don't know how they'll feel, but police brutality during protests is one thing that affects most households, because through police brutality we lose life. Through that we get complications health-wise. Through that it also causes disruptions, because people will come out. If they can shoot us, then we also find a way to harm them, you see. And people will enter into different stores, shops, hardwares. They come out with things so that they can also find a way to harm even one, so that they say, this day was a successful one. They did this to us, but even us,
we can do this.
So you find that it causes disruptions, and it also, we lose lives. And if one life is lost, it's very bad thing, because
it's 1,000 lives sold.
Yeah, 1,000 lives sold. So each life is very important as a nation, let's say in the whole universe.
So we've talked about loss of life. We've talked of the health effect matters. Now let's move to properties.
Yeah, properties.
And in this previous protest, there were certain malls under the attack.
Yeah,
there were certain supermarket, shops, business opportunity. So when we view that as an effect to the business owners, how do you take it?
I think first it creates loss. It also causes the economy. Economy also goes down, because without the businesses, the economy won't be stable. The first thing, because these businesses are where taxes are derived from. And speaking about that, you find that people, when there are bullets being shot, people will run into shops and they break them. And obviously, if they enter that shop, after the shelter thing is done, they'll now they'll walk away with what? Property, the things that are inside there. So you might find that people are running to save their lives, and through running to save your life, it's always shelter that matters. Right now, we just barge into a house. That house, if we enter, they won't have control for us. We will do whatever we want. And first, the owner of the business will go through a lot of loss, and you might find that they close their businesses. So, and through that, their income will be affected. There is someone's job that will be lost, because they'll be depending that shop to get a job so that they can wajikimu kimaisha, something like that. So you find that it affects a lot of people, the ones seeking for jobs, the owners, and also the government itself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to see that when we're losing properties, we are on the contrary, we are losing job opportunities.
Exactly.
But again, when you go to protest, or rather when you are on street,
Yeah.
Kindly just try to consider others. You see, put yourself in those in other people's shoes, because you enter a shop, destroy everything. What next?
So you know,
with you, perhaps will continue their life well and good. What about this other person?
But speaking about that, you find that we spoke about something goons. So you know, some business owners, shop owners, they during those, if they know that tomorrow people will protest, they'll hire, let's say, goons, or hire some police officer and then give them instruction, protect our business. And in that protecting the business, people will be many protesting, and at that point that you'll beat one person, then they'll say, you are beating us,
so you are that strong.
So they'll come.
Prove to us
and
that you are very strong.
Some will be maybe they'll be near those shops because they will be protecting those, and people will barge into those shops, because immediately they begin beating this one, they will be thrown at tear gas, bullets will be so you find that they'll barge into those shops. So you find that those people also causes this, even though people are not just that foolish, they are wise. They'll say, there is protected. Yes, it's being protected. We want to go there. But then, if you throw a word and say that...
That's the only place we are riding to.
Yeah, and then you say that, msiandamane hapa mwende na huko. Like, they will be asking themselves, what is it speaking about?
So to mean that for you to be there and telling us, no, this direction, there must be something good inside there.
So
that we must see, we must be informed, we must be aware.
And then also you are contradicting our right.
Our right. Okay.
And also whatever we are saying will also help you in future. Maybe in one way or the other. Maybe you are a goon and one member of your family is suffering. You see?
Okay.
Health-wise, they can't receive treatment, and that's what we are complaining about on the streets. One of your brother is a teacher. He or she has never been employed by the TSC. One there is a common mamambog, and they want the bottom-up thing. And then we are here trying to make their lives better, and you are saying that
we are fighting for them.
We are fighting for them because. And when everyone come together, you don't only fight for you fight for everyone. Even before we got the independence, there are those people who fought for the nation. Before we got out of the colonies, you see, they fought for the nation. So obviously we must fight for the better of the nation, and everyone is included in a nation. So if you don't join us, then let's break them.
Let's break them.
You see, you own a supermarket. We are angry when protesting. You employ those people to do what? To take care of your property. But then they also attack us. So what should we do?
We should ensure we prove to them that we are stronger than them.
So those also cause those strikes. You see, and barging into property and stealing of property.
Thank you. When these things like you have a property that doesn't belongs to you. You acquired it wrongfully. As the new property owner, do you think like that's the best thing to do?
You know, you might see that it's bad.
Or having a property is different from the source, provided you have it.
Let's take,
the
for
source
example,
doesn't matter.
Someone enters a shop and steals a laptop during the protest. And he or she, if they are smart enough, they can use it to create an opportunity. Though it's wrong because you stole it.
Very wrong,
you took the possession of something that you didn't own or earned it. So you find that if they sell it, they use it correctly, The first thing that is bad is the stealing, but after possessing it, it might help you. That's now out of control, because it might help you financially, or it may create you a job, because there are those who works at home. So if you are smart enough, it can help. But the bad thing is stealing it at the first point.
Yeah.
You see? But after you get away with it, now there is no bad thing. Whatever you do with it, it's up to you. But the bad thing is stealing it.
Now, okay. Now, we look into another field.
Yeah.
We've talked of that property loss, or rather destroying of everything.
Yeah.
We come to this scenario whereby you are a person A.
Yeah.
As a person A, you're a business owner.
Yeah.
As a business owner, you've lost a property. What's the best action to take? Do you need to go to report to police officers, or rather what do you need to do before the protest? After maybe a warning has been issued that on a particular day we shall be on street.
Yeah.
As a business owner, what do you need to do?
So first thing first, I see most businessmen make or they weld steel doors that are because
that as well.
If something is important to you, you must take the cost of protecting it. Make steel doors that you can't access. You see, not those ones that are breakable. Yeah. And another thing, I think that if something happens in business world or scope, there is always profit and loss. Every businessman, business people understands that. Right now, you have a shop, let's say in Kilimani, you have a shop in town, and you yourself, you live in Rongai, for instance. So, you won't sleep there. Obviously, you know that anything can happen at any point. Your shop can be vandalized, everything can be stolen, and you go back to your drawing board, and you go back to zero. That's the loss. The profit part, you sell your property and earn the income. So profit and loss is part of business, though it depends with how you get the loss. But obviously there must be a loss in business, there must be profit in business.
You only don't have to sit there, relax and wait for the loss.
Yeah, so
you need to prevent it at all cost.
Prevent it. You must,
so that when it comes, it just comes as an accident.
Yeah, you save. Like right now, we can say that every business person, they don't know that anything can happen, so that they have to plan themselves. They have a saving account so that they know that if my shop gets vandalized, I have this amount somewhere that I can take and put it back to my business and begin growing. Every businessman, businesswoman has that in mind. They are always prepared. And that's something that they learn before becoming business people, you see? Yeah. So that's part of business. You lost today, tomorrow you get the profit.
But so when you look at the negative effect, you realize that it is much heavier. It is much heavier as compared to the positive effect.
Yeah.
So it simply means that at all cost, let us just try as much as we can to protect the greatest thing that we have. That is number one, life.
Yeah.
And as much as police officers would be deployed in any way, they also need to be informed. Those people are on street, not as thieves.
Obviously,
not as criminals.
Obviously,
they are on street because of this and this.
Yeah, exactly.
So as you go there, handle them in this manner.
But
because
that's different in ground.
Actually, but you know, that is what needs to be considered, because you realize that a student is being, a students on the street are being handled like they are criminals.
A thief.
So at least these people need to be informed that what you are going to do is this and this, but now protect them, or rather, if suppose you have to restore order, find an amicable way of restoring order. Yeah, I think according to me that should be the case. What about you?
First, we are always assured that there will be a peaceful demonstration by the security agencies. That's first.
Where always is in capital.
Yeah. They say that people's businesses will be secure. There will be a peaceful demonstration, because they also say that we were given a notice that there will be demonstrations tomorrow. So we promise to protect the protesters, and we also promise to protect the businesses. And number one, to protect the protesters, get out of their way. Give them the path to protest and march. That's number one. Number two, they should always stay in the properties. Let's say, for instance, a supermarket. Let them have a patrol there. They stand, let's say, among the perimeter walls and leave the roads for the protest. Let them march the way they want, because
let it be a two-way traffic.
Yeah, let them march, and you protect the property. Leave them alone. Let them march wherever they want, but let the properties be safe by standing at your points. Not that you yourself, you want to protect someone and you've blocked their way. Instead of standing somewhere and give them way to march, you yourself umesimama kwa barabara, wao wakikuja
you want to prove to them that you are much in as much as you don't have a gun, you are still strong.
Huwezi pita hapa.
So a man,
like let's say, for example, the one that happened recently, they used this wire to fence the parliament. Why don't they use the same to protect other people's business? So
that's another important
question. They put the wires, they stand there and just leave the rest to do whatever they are doing. You see? So you find that at times you don't understand the police officers too. Because if they can protect the parliament, if they can protect the state house, what of a normal bank? What of a normal supermarket that helps serve a million of people? You see?
Actually,
because
that's the case.
I'm very sure, even in state house, they depend on supermarkets. They do shopping. You see? It's not that they make their own.
They are also business owners, actually.
Yeah, they are also busy. And to make things worse, their businesses are well protected. So I think it should be that way. They protect the same way they protect a building that is a government building. That's the same way they should protect a Mamamboga's kibanda. You see, so that these people should continue their lives even after the protests are done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I get when in everything that we do, just remember to keep our lives safe very well. That's the first wealth
your life have. You have to look on a way to keep yourself safe before someone keeps you safe.
And a request, of course, to the government, at least in as much as people would wish to be on street advocating for something, please find a way of sorting these things, or rather when police officers are sent, they should be reminded that, of course, the importance of people having life. And you see, the life, we don't pay for it, but in as much as we don't pay for it, when we lose it, we can never have it again. So people need to be educated generally, the whole society, the security sectors, to be informed that in as much as everything that we do, we go on the street. At the end of the day, we must come back and busy and continue with our businesses as usual. And therefore, everyone needs to be protected all the time. Do not make it as if like what you have today, or rather what you are advocating for is between a matter of death and life. No, that shouldn't be the case. There's a life after it.
After everything. Even after death, there is life, according to the scriptures.
So maybe last information from you.
My last information is just to say that everyone should stay safe. And if your conscience tells you not to, please don't. Because at long last, life continues. Right now you can be undermined, but tomorrow you'll get life and your life will continue. So stay safe from wherever you are across the country, And remember to check on everyone and be your brother's keeper. You see, your neighbor is not your enemy, and your enemy should always, you should not even be harsh to your enemies too. Let them be, just be you and take care of yourselves. And today was a very interesting day. We've spoke about a lot, but as always, keep following us at Swechotv Kenya across all platforms. Denish Odera was your today's co-host.
Thank you so much, Denish Odera. As Swecho family, I would like to say that we are together with the family of Tony Ndiema, the Hangla Uti artist who lost his life yesterday. Yeah. It's so painful yesterday in the evening, of course. As the Hangla family, we stand with you people. As the Tony Ndiema's family, we are together with you people. It's such a painful and a very important life lost, which shouldn't be the case. We stand with you. Yeah. Remember to keep tuned every Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. This is the hot seat with me, your best host, always, Dedan Jack Arivi Ouma. It is Swechotv at gmail.com. It is Swechotv Kenya, YouTube, Swechotv, TikTok, all social media platforms. Never miss this. This is the best place to be. Thank you so much for having me. We meet tomorrow. Same time.